Good afternoon, everybody. Dr. Hickey coming back to you with a follow-up to the first three videos on the geology lecture site. By this time, most of you have gotten through or are in the process of going through unit number 1, which is the general introduction and overview of the subject matter we'll be covering in this course. But the first, real in-depth bite, if you will, of the material you're going to be gaining access to is in the following unit. Has to do with Chapter 2 on plate tectonics, and basically that's what I'm showing you here in the window as I've got open here on the screen. Now, one thing, I'm going to go through a couple of technical things that have come up, a couple of questions, and just something that I also wanted to bring to your attention before we go into talking a little bit about plate tectonics, or I talk, you listen. And one question came up relative to the threaded discussions, and is under Unit 2, Chapter 2, where you'll have that first opportunity, if you will, to go in and partake in those threaded discussions. And you're only required to give 2 responses. Your initial response after you review the material, and then after some other students have responded, a follow-up to their comments. Now, you're more than feel free to go in and do more than that if you wish, but you're only required to go in and give 2, thoughtful answers, and that's what your grade will be based on. Okay, so just keep that in mind. So I hope that clarifies. I know there was a little bit of confusion when you read the syllabus. It talks about 2 student responses or 2 responses relative to your student responses. That's the whole process. There's 2 responses in total you're required to do. If you do more than that, great. Just join in the conversation. That's what that is there for. The other thing I want to point out to you is when you open up, click on the main link to Chapter 2, and then of course all the little sublinks open up. The main page opens up. You see a nice little depiction of various plates and boundaries and what's going on at those boundaries. If we scroll up the image a little bit, it talks about the 3 different types of boundary settings associated with plate tectonics. Gives you a nice little overview of the subject, the learning objectives, and all that. And if we scroll down here, you'll notice that I've added another link. And this link goes out to another site that's associated with the public broadcasting system, the Annenberg Project. And what they've done is they produced a series of geology videos called Earth Revealed. We actually have these on VHS over in the library. You don't have to go there and get them. You can if you want. But if you go to this site and register at this site for free, you can actually access those videos in what's referred to as video on demand. Okay, so now I don't think from this computer I'm registered, but let's just say I wanted to open one of these things up. And my pop-up blocker popped in, of course. So let me try that again. If I scroll down, click on one of these. Oh, and in this case, I am actually registered. It opens up this video screen. Now, the first time you do it, it'll ask you to register. Once you register, this will happen automatically like it did for me. But it shows a basically 28, 29-minute long video that goes through the various topics we're talking about here in class. Now, that's another resource you can make use of in order to go in and kind of get some additional background material. It's kind of an overview. It's not going to be as comprehensive as the material in the text, but the material they're covering does relate to what is in the text. So it's a great place to again get kind of an online lecture. All right, so that's another resource you can make available of, and that again you can access right down here from every unit from Unit 2 on. So Units 2 through 13, 14, whatever that happens to be by the time this course is said and done. Okay? Let's see, we're at about 4 minutes now. So that was the technical parts of the things that I wanted to cover. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop this video, and I'm just going to divide it up so I can go for 7, 8, 9, 10 minutes on the actual little kind of introduction into plate tectonics. It's something I'm very much into, and once I get going, sometimes I don't know when to shut up. So rather than getting caught short with YouTube, I'm just going to, like I said, I'll cut this part. That was the technical part, and I'll be back to you in a moment.